Greetings to all of y'all from wherever you are around the world. I hope you guys have had a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're taking care of your families. I hope you guys are working hard towards pursuing your goals and achieving whatever you set yourself to achieve. Please, I would like to welcome you back to Football is a Religion. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please also invite your friends, let your friends know, and let everybody know that's in your circle. And man, please join the community, man. Let's grow the community together and let's have a great time, man. With the conclusion of the Carabao Cup, it is interesting to note that right now we are set for a quarterfinal stage, right? Chelsea take on Newcastle at Stamford Bridge. West Ham take on Liverpool. Port Vale take on Middlesbrough, as well as Everton take on Fulham. Excuse me for the interruption. Sorry. Apologies for the interruption. Like I said, the quarterfinals, Chelsea take on Newcastle United, as well as West Ham take on Liverpool, Port Vale take on Middlesbrough, as well as Everton take on Fulham. So, based on the last 8, it is interesting to note that Liverpool are the overwhelming favorites to go all the way. You know, if we consider the fact that Manchester City, Manchester United, the title holders, as well as Tottenham and Arsenal are all out of the competition. All of them are out. So, with that being said, that can actually give Chelsea a chance to clinch silverware, but at this particular moment in time, they are far from convincing, and they're facing a good Newcastle United team, so they are far from convincing at all, you know. So Liverpool is the team that is the overwhelming favorites to go all the way. Perhaps Liverpool or Newcastle United, to say the least. So, based on my analysis of the Chelsea versus Newcastle game, in the quarterfinal clash, one of the quarterfinal clashes of the Carabao Cup, it is safe to say that, okay, fine, Chelsea have made it to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to them. They have had a horror season so far this season. They've had a horror season. A horror season. They've only won 3 games in the league so far out of 10 matches. They've only won 3 times out of 10 matches. And they're out of the top 10. They languish in 11th position. Chances are, with this kind of performance that Chelsea have already put out in the league, you know, their dismal league form already says a lot for their season going ahead. Chances are they won't even play Champions League football or even play European football at all. If this mediocre performance persists, then chances are Chelsea are not going to play in Europe next season. So, in order for them to save themselves and do themselves a favor, they need to win silverware. And this presents a perfect opportunity for them to win silverware. This is their chance of winning silverware. On the other side of Newcastle, wow, Newcastle are on fire. They're on song. Newcastle are on song. You know, just to even, you know, it's crazy to imagine Sandro Tonali. Think about Sandro Tonali. How he has adapted so well to the Premier League. He's adapted so well to the Premier League. Most Italian players, whenever they come in the Premier League, they struggle. You understand? Yes, Jorginho he's played in the Premier League. He has done well, I guess, but if you look in the past, a lot of Italian players have struggled to adapt to the Premier League, which constantly begs the question to say, look, when you look at a lot of players who are currently playing their trade in the Serie A, perhaps who are playing on the books of Juventus, perhaps Inter Milan, AC Milan, you know, you look at players like Federico Chiesa. A lot of people think, yeah, he is a good player. Make no mistake, Federico Chiesa is a good player. But in my opinion, he's not Premier League material. As well as Dusan Vlahovic of Juventus. Yes, he's a prolific goal scorer. He's a goal poacher. He knows how to find the back of the net. You know, he's a goal poacher. He's lethal in front of goal. But in my opinion, sincerely, I don't think he's Premier League material. You understand? So that's why I say with Sandro Tonali, what an amazing season he has had so far. It's a very, very, very tragic loss for Newcastle, considering the fact that now he'll be out for the entire season due to the fact that he has been given a 10-month ban for illegal betting, breaking regulations in Italy for like his betting games and stuff like that. But it's very unfortunate, man. It's very unfortunate. Although, surprisingly, it hasn't affected Newcastle at all. It hasn't affected Newcastle at all. What a performance they gave. A 5-star performance. 5-star performance against Man United at Old Trafford. You understand? Beating their rivals by 3-0. This is their biggest win at Old Trafford in 93 years. It's their biggest win recorded at Old Trafford in 93 years. And this is like their second victory at Old Trafford since 1973. You know, Old Trafford hasn't been a friendly hunting ground for the Magpies. They've really struggled at Old Trafford. They've struggled over the years. It's never been easy for them. It has never been a hunting ground for them. But now it seems like, you know, now when you look at that performance that they gave against Man United, you know, it seems like, it became a training ground. From not a friendly hunting ground to a training ground. You know, it's like now Manchester United, Old Trafford is no longer like the theatre of dreams. It's now what? The theatre of nothing at all. As for the part of Man United, it's consecutive 3-0 defeats. Consecutive 3-0 defeats at home. What a season they've had. I mean, this is a dismal season. Now Manchester United have lost 8 games in their first 15 matches. 8 games in 15 matches. I think this is one of their worst records ever. This is like perhaps, if and I stand to be corrected, I think this is their worst start to a Premier League season. Let's not even say the Premier League. Let's just say the season as the season at large. I mean, 8 defeats in 15 games. Manchester United. This is one of the greatest clubs on the footballing continent. I mean, on the footballing planet. It's a great brand. You understand? With millions and millions of supporters. But what we're seeing right now is not the Manchester United that most of these supporters fell in love with. I mean, wow, what a performance. What a phenomenal performance by Newcastle. You understand? What a phenomenal performance. Joe Willock, what a player. I mean, a dazzling solo run to seal victory on the hour mark. What a player, man. I mean, these are not first choice players. If you look at that team that played, that Newcastle team that just played a few days ago against Manchester United, those are not first choice players. Those are not first choice players. Great goal by Almiron and great goal by Harry Lewis. Wow, what a talent. Harry Lewis, what a talent. Take a bow. Take a bow. Great player. This is a player that has got great prospects ahead of him. Harry Lewis, what a wonderful goal that he scored. Brilliant, beautiful. Miguel Almiron, Harry Lewis, Joe Willock, getting onto the score sheet. Okay, Almiron is the first choice starter. He's a regular in the team. But as for Harry Lewis, he's only 18 years old. As well as Joe Willock is not often like a first choice, but he still has that depth. He still brings the depth into the team. And I think you need to give kudos to Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is a brilliant manager. He's not the type of manager who just makes, crazy signings, crazy acquisitions. He brings in the players that he needs into the team. You understand? He doesn't just go around. Yes, Newcastle have got the money. They've got an abundance of financial resources. But give credit to Eddie Howe. He doesn't go around making crazy acquisitions. Like what Chelsea is doing currently. What Chelsea has done. He doesn't do that. He just brings in the players that he needs. I think that's the difference between Chelsea and Newcastle United. That's the difference. The major difference. Perhaps on the side of Chelsea, hopefully it's kind of surprising, to say the least, that going into this clash, they're the underdogs. Yeah, Chelsea are the underdogs going into this clash. The underdogs. But it'll remain a mystery to see how far they can go. Perhaps maybe they can use this as a chance for clinching silverware. We'll see. It only remains a mystery to see how far they can go. It was a comfortable victory. It was like an expected victory over what you call Blackburn Rovers. It was a comfortable victory. Pretty much expected. Raheem Sterling back on the score sheet again, scoring like his 4th goal in all competitions so far this season. He has had a decent season, Raheem Sterling. He has had a pretty decent season. Although, again, I think it goes back to the team. The combinations are not there. Chelsea haven't established a winning formula so far this season. They haven't established a winning formula. As well as they don't have a centre forward. In my own opinion, I don't really think Nicholas Jackson is the striker that Chelsea need. He's not really the centre forward that can get them 20 goals, that can get them 30 goals in a season. You understand? This is a player, yes, he does have the potential, he does have promise. There's a lot of promise around the player, but there needs to be more consistency. There needs to be more, enthusiasm. There needs to be more energy in the attack for Chelsea. I guess maybe it goes back to the fact that Christopher Nkunku is out. He hasn't been playing. I think the absence of Christopher Nkunku is affecting Chelsea so much. You understand? Based on their attack, there's really not a lot that's happening in their attack. Really not a lot. And they've struggled against top 10 teams. They're yet to win against a team that's in the top 10 in the Premier League. Yes, they can take a positive from winning against Brighton en route to the quarterfinals. Brighton is another informed team. They can take another positive from that. But, it just remains a mystery. And now that they take on Tottenham in the league game, away from home, considering the fact that Tottenham they are the league leaders. They are at the top of the pile. It's only a matter of time to see how far Chelsea can go in this season. It's only a matter of time. Moving on to the West Ham and Liverpool game. Liverpool, yes, are the overwhelming favourites, but West Ham is a team that has shown a lot of promise. They've shown a lot of promise. The only problem with West Ham this season is that inconsistency. They are very, very inconsistent. They're very inconsistent because going into this cup game against Arsenal, they just beat Arsenal by 3-1. Yes, kudos to them. And they were leading by 3-0. They were leading by 3 goals comfortably. An own goal by Ben White. Second goal was scored by Mohamed Kudus, new signing from Ajax Amsterdam, Mohamed Kudus, as well as the Jared Bowen, who's on form, who's been on fine form this season for West Ham. Continuing picking up from where he left off last season. He's been on fine form, Jared Bowen. And then Martin Odegaard just got a mere consolation for Arsenal. Like I said, again, West Ham have been very inconsistent. Remember, coming into this game, West Ham were winless in 4 games across all competitions. They were winless in 4 games. And right now, that put David Moyes under so much pressure. Yes, this victory against Arsenal does ease off the pressure of David Moyes. But considering the fact that if you look at their performance against Everton in the league, when they lost 1-0, Calvert-Lewin scoring in the 51st minute and West Ham were unable to respond for the rest of the game, it shows that there's a lot of signs of improvement and there's so many signs of inconsistency from the Hammers this season. They've shown a lot of promise. They show that whenever they play against big teams, whenever they play against major opposition, even when they got that convincing draw against Newcastle, They've also beaten Chelsea so far this season. You know, they've shown great promise, but inconsistent. They're very inconsistent. They haven't shown really much in terms of consistency. I guess it also goes down to the fact that most of the players, it doesn't seem like West Ham is a team that is really playing for the team. They're really playing together, working together. You look at a player like Paqueta, another Manchester City, you know, he's been on the radar of Manchester City, but I guess his off the field issues actually affected that transfer. You can see clearly he doesn't really want to be playing for the Hammers. He wants to go and play for a bigger club. But maybe that's just my own opinion, my own perspective. But again, West Ham really need to work on their consistency, as well as if they are to stand a chance on going all the way in this competition, they're gonna have to give it their all. Preparations are gonna have to be in order. They really need to start, you know, getting some points in the league, getting their confidence back, getting their rhythm back. Because coming against this Liverpool side that's really on song, that is really on form. I mean, they've only lost one game so far this season, Liverpool. Obviously, which came in that dramatic game against Tottenham when they were down to 9 men. And what a performance that was from the Reds. What a performance that was. That was their only defeat of the season. This is their only defeat. And now, when you look at a player like Nunez, who has found his scoring boots, what a brilliant goal that he scored against Bournemouth. They won by 2-1 against Bournemouth. Thanks to a great goal by Cody Gakpo, Justin Kluivert equalized for Bournemouth, getting his first goal of the season, getting his first goal for Bournemouth, and then a brilliant goal by Nunez. Brilliant goal, finding the top corner, thunderbolt. Perhaps he's showing us a glimpse of Luis Suarez, but he's not yet there at that level. He just needs to be more consistent. There's a lot of signs of promise, yet he's got a lot of weaknesses. You understand? He needs to work more on his decision making. He really needs to work more also on his finishing, because he's got crazy finishing. That's Nunez. I mean, especially from outside the box, he seems to be that player that knows how to score the difficult goals. But sometimes the easy ones he fails. Yes, we have seen an improvement in that this season. But we need to see more of him. So that now that comparison between him and Luis Suarez, if people want to claim that he's on the level of Luis Suarez, he's going to have to show us more of that. So, yeah. But my predictions are as follows, man. Liverpool are obviously going to win this one against West Ham. Middlesbrough will win against Port Vale. Middlesbrough is a big club, of course, with a massive history. They've played in the Premier League several times. They haven't found their rhythm back. They've found it difficult to come back to the Premier League. And then on the side of Everton versus Fulham, that's going to be a big one as well, because Everton, remember, they haven't won a trophy in 28 years. So this gives them a chance to end that drought. This gives them an opportunity to end that drought. But it's not going to be an easy one against a well-coached Fulham team. They've also shown some promising signs. This is a team that just also knocked out Tottenham. They knocked out Tottenham out of this tournament. So, wow, man. It's going to be a very interesting clash, you know. But I'll go with Everton for that one. And then, obviously, Chelsea versus Newcastle. Judging by Chelsea's performance this season and judging by Newcastle, I think Newcastle is going to win that one. Yeah, Newcastle is going to win that one. They're the overwhelming favorites. Hate to say it, but they're the overwhelming favorites. Hopefully, in the upcoming games for Chelsea, especially the game against Tottenham, it'll be a matter of how they play in these upcoming games to see how well prepared they are for this quarterfinal clash. because this is a cup final for them. They really need this trophy. So if they are to stand any chance of playing in Europe, they need this trophy. Very much so. Yo, man, I mean, I guess you guys, please just mention your predictions, mention your comments, mention your analysis, mention whatever you think. Let's communicate, and we'll be in touch pretty soon, man. Cheers.